Like it or not, Saints fans, Derek Carr is going to be the starting quarterback for this team for at least the next two seasons. I'll discuss why right here on the Straight Up Saints podcast.
You're listening to the Straight Up Saints podcast.
What is up, Who Dat Nation? Welcome back inside another edition of the Straight Up Saints podcast. I'm your host, Chris Rosvogel, and as always, we're brought to you by Scott Fickner. Injury lawyers, you've been injured in any kind of accident, car, truck, 18-wheeler, hurt offshore. Scott Fickner handles it all. Give him a call at 504-500-1111 for a free consultation. They'll always fight for the win. So I said it, Derek Carr is your quarterback for the next two seasons, whether you like it or not. And the big reason is something that hasn't been formally announced, but it probably will at some point. So it got reported today by Luke Johnson of NOLA.com that the Saints, the buzz in Mobile for the Senior Bowl, is that the Saints are going to restructure Derek Carr's contract. As of right now, Derek Carr's cap number, way too large, over $35 million for the 2024 league year. The Saints aren't going to be able to sustain that number. They obviously have cap situations that they have to figure out again this year with them being far over. So this is the easiest move for them. This is their way of being able to kind of decrease that deficit, restructuring Derek Carr's contract. But by doing so, by restructuring Derek Carr's contract, the Saints are going to be committed to him as their starter for the 2024 season. They're going to be committed to him as their starter for the 2025 season. And if I'm being quite honest, he probably will be here in 2026 too at this rate. If I'm just going off what the numbers will probably look like once they restructure it, because by moving it and tweaking that cap number for this year, you're going to commit a bunch of money for 2025, 2026, and so on. So I think for New Orleans, is it a move that I'm going to sit here and start getting angry over? No, because we saw it coming. When you see his contract and you see their cap situation, there was no way they were going to keep a $35 million cap hit the way it was untouched. Now, would it give them more flexibility for next year if things hit the fan again? Absolutely. But that's not the way the Saints operate. And honestly, even if I disagree with them, I'm not going to get mad over what they're doing because I know what's going on. I know that's how they operate. It doesn't surprise me. What I will say, though, for the Saints is this, and again, this would be my theme for the entire offseason, is there needs to be stipulations and there needs to be, I guess, ultimatums almost for this team. It's make the playoffs, be a competitive team in the playoffs, or everything and everyone's got to go. I don't know if they'll actually approach it this way, but by restructuring Derek Carr's contract, yes, you're helping out your cap situation this year. You're also signifying once again, we are in win now mode. And if you're in win now mode, 7-10 doesn't cut it, 9-8 doesn't cut it, 10-7 and getting knocked out in the first round of the playoffs doesn't cut it. You got to be a legit threat. And funny enough, when you look in the NFC, there isn't an elite quarterback yet, right? Jared Goff's a good quarterback. Dak's a good quarterback. Cousins a good quarterback. Jordan Love is ascending. Brock Purdy's ascending, regardless of what people think about him. So there's ascending talent and there's veteran talent. And I think Derek falls in that veteran talent. But can you hold that quarterback accountable? I don't know if you have the right coach to do that. And that's where my question would be. But either way, you're committed now for the next two seasons minimum as your starter. Derek Carr is going to be here. So do you get the right supporting pieces around him and find a way to enter this season with that mentality of we need to make the playoffs and we need to do damage in the playoffs, or this whole thing's got to go and you got to get another coach in? Because look, I've often said Derek Carr frustrates me as a quarterback. I think there's so much inconsistency. My biggest frustration, though, is not holding Derek Carr accountable. Because I think if you hold him accountable, you're getting pretty much a Jared Goff type quarterback. And we just saw with good coaching what a Jared Goff quarterback can do, and that's make the NFC Championship game. So I think when you're not holding him accountable and you don't have right coaching, then that's where it gets frustrating. But Saints are going to commit to Derek Carr. This isn't a huge surprise. I know people are going to get frustrated, and to a degree, I understand where that frustration is coming from. My question to you would be, they put themselves in this situation that I don't know what the other option was going to be. I couldn't see them leaving this cap number and then saying, you know what, let's just figure out another way so we give ourselves our flexibility. The Saints don't do that. That's not how they operate. And now the question will be, does 2024 put the nail in the coffin and then realize this shit does not work? Or do they find a way to slowly but surely redeem themselves and prove a couple people wrong? Now, I tend to think it's the former, but they're going to have options and opportunities to prove us wrong. And restructuring this contract to some degree goes in that win now mode and them trying to prove that they can still compete in the NFC. Whether or not I agree with it, obviously, different story.
Looking for a super offer for Super Bowl 58? DraftKings Sportsbook has you covered. New customers can bet on the big game and turn $5 into 200 instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BOOT. New customers can bet $5 to get 200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 58 with code BOOT. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsible gambling resources. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this decision, or at least reported decision, to restructure Derek Carr's contract? He'll be around for at least 2 more seasons, could be more. We'll see how this goes down. Are you frustrated about it? Are you not surprised? Where do you lean on it? Let us know in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe to Boot Crew Media's YouTube page so you get more comments and videos and content from the Straight Up Saints podcast, the destination for the Who Dat Nation.